learning through virtualization and gamification. And thanks to this, the goal is to learn new skills.
Okay, wow. This is completely different than Zoom. I don't believe that VR will replace physical meeting, but it will support your current organization.
Let's say in the metaverse, at some point we will have to sell virtual rooms, right? How do you think this is going to affect revenue management?
Revenue management starts with the first fundamental question you need to ask yourself is there a demand and supply? And I'm sure there is no doubt that there will be a demand as well, and demand will create supply. So that's fundamental first components will be there for doing revenue management.
We are transforming the booking in an NFT, so a digital asset. In this way, we are creating, let's say, a secondary market, a new market that will be a secondary market for travel service.
And I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was saying, look, in 5 to 10 years, everything will be an NFT, like airplane tickets, concert tickets, everything will be an NFT. But that's a great way to burn calories in the metaverse.
I think that Metaverse could be a solution for cutting costs without cutting jobs.
There is an interesting video from the David Letterman show from 1995, and you got Bill Gates trying to explain the internet to David Letterman. And I think that we are pretty much in the same situation right now when it comes to Web3.
Only 24% of the developers of these programs or spaces, games, are, for example, women, when we are talking about gender diversity. And of course, if we want to make sure that there is enough representation, not only from the visible sense, but also from, for example, disabilities, representation, different aesthetics, for example.
If you look at platforms like Instagram, are these realities? The people that you follow, the stories that you see, the filters that people apply to their faces, or is that already like a hybrid virtual reality, coming to us in our normal life? And so, yeah, I think it's just going to get closer to each other, and at some point we'll see this mixed reality. And I fully agree. For people, there's no difference. There's going to be a huge debate about this mixed reality.
This is something that I wanted to do since a long time. Actually, it was something that it was on my mind since the 90s, but it was not technically possible at the time. So again, thank you for joining me in my shenanigans.
I think one of the biggest impacts that the metaverse can have is really pre-experiencing that product, be it in sort of that marketing phase of, oh, look at this awesome location, I want to go there in real life. Or if you're in the middle of a booking journey, then being able to click on a link and actually go and kind of pre-visit that room. And I mean, today, if you can actually get in there and, even interact with the objects in the room, speak to other people there, because one of the key things, of course, our physical product in the hotel industry is important. But how do you transport the service level? Well, that's where the metaverse can come in, I think.
In order to be able to offer the guests an experience where the virtual immersive environment interacts with our hospitality technology, we need to tie the experience into the back-end system.
I think you told me once that when you started building in a cloud, clouds were just the things you can see in the sky.
Absolutely. The word came much, much later. I'm not exactly sure when, but, back then it was just called the internet and nobody really knew what to expect, right? So I've got the same feeling now about the metaverse that I had, when the internet was coming along. The booking process would be completely different because you would be actually in that room when you're booking it. You don't, need to do much actually to book it because, the metaverse already has your personal information, email address. They already have your credit card number, right? So it's a matter of authentication or authorization of the payment maybe, right? Which you can also do from the screen. So I think, the time when you'll be booking a hotel room from the actual hotel in the metaverse is very close.
NFT is a digital certificate of a digital property, which has the following characteristics. First one, we can say is crypto-unique. It is exchangeable on DLT and blockchain, even in the absence of a central entity, I mean a central authority, of course. And very last one, it is programmable.
Federica, if you're ready, we can share the video from Alessandro Nucara, president of the Italian Hotel Association.
I am very happy to take part in the first travel and hospitality event in the Metaverse. And I am very happy that this meeting is based in Italy. Some opinionists said that that technology was a risk for tourism industry. They said that the people would travel less and that the travel would become virtual. But they were wrong, as you know.
It all started with, an idea to do something with just 4 or 5 friends. And we ended up with 30 speakers in one of the most beautiful locations in the world. So thank you again. Thank you for joining.
I know it's early days and we're going to have a few glitches, but I think this is something for the future.
I don't have the words to express my gratitude because today we have a personal hero of mine.
My name is Zoltan Ishwan, and what I guess most people know me for is running for the presidency, United States presidency in 2016. I was the Transhumanist Party nominee, and we drove a giant coffin bus across the country trying to campaign to use science to overcome biological death. The applications not only to hospitality, but just to everything in the real world are just totally endless.
Let's suppose we have a time machine and we go back in the 80s. And we ask a person which can be the possible applications they would have been with a telephone. And now it's more or less, I think, we are in the same situation.
I think that the basic DNA for the metaverse is definitely here to stay. And as with people start building things in the metaverse, showing their friends, discovering different ways to do things in there, I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
This place is incredibly flexible.
It is in the early stages. Everything is new for all of us. See the opportunity instead of the threat.
First of all, we need to acknowledge that we really won't know the full impact of Zoom and video meetings on hotel meetings and events until the pandemic is behind us. But I do think it's going to be quite significant. And the metaverse has the potential to take an even bigger bite out of the meetings industry.
It was about an experiment for all of us. We've went through all the details of a great experiment, I think. Let's stay for a little bit and grab a drink.
Let's get a drink. Thank you so much, Henri.